I'm going to show you where to find all of the Ahamkara bones in the new dungeon. Whether it's for this triumph, for this seal, or simply just to complete your quest, I'm going to show you exactly where they all are in order of when you'll be able to progress them. Because you actually do need to progress this quest to be able to even open the doors. Unless you have a friend who's already completed the quest, then he can open every single door for you. Technically, your first one in to start the quest is right here after your first completion, just to the left of the chest. And you're going to want to pick that up to even start the quest to be able to get them all. For your very next one, when you get to this swinging rope bridge that you can see here, simply head directly straight through this metal fence, and there will be a door at the very end in which you can open, and that'll be your second Ahamkara bones for the triumph in total. The next one is going to be immediately after you go to prison. After you get out of the prison cells, drop down to the tunnel, pay attention to the doors on your right and left as you travel through this maze, and it'll be right there. And that is your third set of bones. And then for your fourth bone, it is immediately outside, directly after the second boss. Yes, you're going to want to go all the way to the second boss, and just drag around the left wall, and you'll find this little tunnel, enter it, and get your fourth bone. This is where things might get confusing for some. You now have Taken Corruption level 2, so you'll have to start the dungeon all over again, and directly after the first boss and the prison cell section, as you're going through the maze, follow through this cave and follow along to the left, you will see this door, and this is where you will get your fifth Ahamkara bone. Now for your sixth Ahamkara bone, after the first boss, the prison, and the maze, but just before the second boss, instead of going up into the castle to get on top of it, head to the right outside of the front gate. You'll find this door after this little sewer grate, and this will be your sixth bone. Now for your seventh total bone, directly after the second boss, before you go outside for the first time, follow along the left side wall of this cave. There will be a tiny little hole you jump into, follow down the path, and on your left side will be a door with your seventh Ahamkara bone. Now you have level 3 corruption, and you have to do the dungeon again, head back to the beginning directly after the first boss, but at the very end of the prison cell maze section. Once again, follow along the left side. There will be a tier 3 corruption door, and you will get your 8th bone of Heffend. Now for your 9th Ahamkara bone, in the big orb room on your way to the final boss from the second boss, follow along to the very bottom left. There's a small cave on the cliffside, and your 9th bone will be waiting in there for you. Almost immediately after our 9th bone, when you're in this big open area just before the final boss, drop down to this middle door, and your 10th bone will be in there, and your final bone, and you should be completed with the quest, as well as have the max amount of bones for the triumph. Be sure to follow, guys, and I'll see you next time.